Hello everyone out there joining today's Twitch stream. It's the I'm having I'm having problems pronouncing the team's names. It's one side we have Palpunto and the other one we have EJPC squad. That's at least how I assume the name is called.
I do believe it's pronounced Sigma JPC. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it.
Okay, that makes much more sense. All right.
Yeah, they got the math symbol there, the Sigma. It's a pretty cool name. I like it.
Yeah, me too. All right, let's just maybe talk about a bit for the upcoming game. Both teams didn't play it yet in the tournament, but what we can actually talk about is, for example, what we could expect, like compositions, what's the meta at the moment. I assume we saw a lot of double bubble in the last weeks, but also a lot of brawl. That would be my guess. But we might see also some dogfighting actions on maps like Lijiang Tower Gardens. Spaghetti, what's maybe your suggest on that topic?
Well, I think brawl is quite a popular comp at the moment. You know, you see a lot of teams opting for the brawl. I think it's quite a nice comfort pick, especially around this kind of level of SR. I'd say. It's quite manageable, you know. You have the Ryan that you can just stick with and follow around. Lucio with the speed boost, just kind of enabling that composition to shine. So I think we will see a lot of brawl because it's quite a good comfort pick. But I mean, that's not to say we won't see some dive, possibly even some double bubble. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's totally dependent on the map as well. I know there's a lot of maps like you were saying where the aerial presence with the Farah Echo could be huge. But yeah, no, I'm hoping to see a lot of brawl. Hoping to see some wacky comps, you know, some changes to the meta to what we usually see. I don't know, yeah, it should be good to see some good mixes of different compositions.
Oh damn! I can't wait maybe for some cheesy strategies. Maybe some. If we see some a good performance from one team and they're going in with a 2-0 maybe. They are maybe tempted to try out on a maybe more cheesy strategy because they feel confident enough. Maybe also we see it on the other side, if a team goes 0-2, that they are going to try for some more cheesy strategies they just feel comfortable with. Maybe we see a pirate ship strategy at some point. What I at least know is that we are dealing with the first the first matches which are not having the highest rated teams, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think Sigma JPC are the higher rated compared to Palpunto, I believe it's pronounced. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Sigma JPC are at 2.6k and Palpunto 2.3, but I mean that's average SR. You can't take that as like face value. I'm sure there's some pretty big players on both teams, you know. So yeah, it depends how they've kind of got their SR ratings dispersed between them. We could see some I don't know, maybe even some compositions playing to that. You know, maybe they have a particular DPS who's just god tier in the Farah in the pharmacy. So yeah, we might see some compositions playing around that. I mean, it all depends on the spread of the players, right?
Of course. Of course. By talking about the players, well, we always love to have those moments where the players show off and show their talent, like show off that they're special in some kind of way, or they're capable of dealing with certain scenarios. And so I assume I just hope for some it's maybe kind of selfish gameplay, you could say, but those kind of moments where a person just pops off and just shows off. Maybe a Lucy going for a nice rollout and going for an insane kind of boop, or maybe a nice attack onto a snipe. I want to see that. Yeah, that's one thing I want to see.
Mean, that's what we're here for, you know. Nothing gets you going like a 6k on an ultimate, or like one DPS player just popping off. I mean, you also it's also not just about a particular player. Yes, it's always good to see like the one DPS player on one team just completely wiped, but it's also, you got to take into account, you know, if they combo the right ultimates together, that could also be huge. You know, we see some massive plays, especially with like, you know, the classic Grab Dragon, maybe the Genji Nano Blade, like some really powerful ultimates you can use to kind of guarantee that wipe. Even if like their DPS player isn't their most like high valued player, you could say. So yeah, I mean, maybe the ultimate combinations could be unlocking those massive plays in this tournament. I mean, it's still to play for. You know, you have no idea what's gonna come up.
Well, talking about those combinations like Graph Dragon, I mean, those kind of strats are really, how would you say that? Kind of easy to go. It's not much risk but high reward. So playing this kind of brawl composition is always a safe way to go if you're unsure what the opponents are really capable of doing. So I think if one team is really going into less get to a position that they're probably going to go for those safe strats like Graph Dragon.
Yeah, I mean they are like you say, kind of quite easy to pull off. I'm a bit skeptical saying that because obviously if you have a great diva, they could eat the Grav or eat the dragon. You know, it's not exactly like risk free, but a lot of the times you do see these massive combos coming out, and you know, you never know. We might even see some new combos, some a bit more wacky ones, maybe like, I don't know, Shatter Tire possibly, or Shatter Barrage. You know, some other like less used but still pretty powerful combos could come out as well. I mean, it all depends on the different teams' strengths on their different compositions. You know, if you have the right characters to combo with, it's like a guaranteed fight win, especially if both of you have the ultimates to combo in a fight. So yeah, I mean, we'll just see how it plays out. You know.
All right. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna try to figure something out really quick.
I mean, yeah. While he's figuring that out, just to say, like coming into these games, both of these teams very competent. They've been practicing hard for the tournament, and I know they've got a few cheeky strats up their sleeve. So I mean, they're definitely going to come out with some interesting plays for sure, and definitely some interesting compositions. But obviously, we will see more of the kind of classical comps like the Brawl, definitely, maybe some dive. I think they have been practicing double bubble. So yeah, I mean, it's all spread out, kind of loads of different comps to choose from, loads of different maps that they work well and don't work well on. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing as well. Depending on the map, you can really kind of get to like kinks in the other team's armor depending on their composition. So yeah, hopefully we'll see a lot of teams kind of take that kind of map expertise, if you will, and use that to their advantage to try and get under the skin of the other enemies' compositions. I mean, yeah, it's difficult to say what they'll come out with because there's so many possibilities, and they're both such great teams with a lot of potential, you know.
Indeed, but at this point, I also want to say hello to fellow friends here in the chat. Mami, one in a million, also called Felix, and Jap, hey there. Yeah, just wanted to say that, just because I know them. Okay, again, talking about the compositions. So I think we might also end up in a situation where we have a brawl, but we don't have this secure plan with the Graph Dragon I talked about earlier. And at this point, I'm just I'm a bit on a struggle with that kind of go for, because if you don't have this dragon for the Graph, what is actually like not really a brain dead strategy, but like a really safe strategy to go for. Where you want to have at least another ultimate to combine it good for. And if we actually don't have those kind of brawls, but brawls that don't rely on those kind of combinations, it wouldn't surprise me if they wouldn't benefit that much of a brawl as all the other teams coming in with those kind of safe strats. But I'm really open-minded.
Yeah, I think we better go to some interviews now. Interview some of the players. Hopefully some of the big players. Get them in here, ask them about their strats, how they're feeling before the tournament. Get them hyped, you know, get them ready. We'll drag some players in, I reckon. Who should we go for first? I think we're gonna go for someone in ΣJPC squad first. In Gen C. And here he is. Welcome.
Hey, Engine C, tell us, how do you correctly pronounce the name?
Agency, it is right as you said it.
No. That I meant the team name. Sorry.
No, you said it right. It's Sigma JPC.
Nice. A great name, I gotta say. I love it.
Thank you.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling about today's tournament? You know, you feeling ready? Feeling hyped?
Of course, but also a bit nervous though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, we're all ready to see some great plays come out of you. Who do you play in terms of the team?
I'm a support man and I play flex and main, but mostly flex.
Nice. Keeping the team up then. It's not going to be an easy job, especially with two like such great teams coming together. You reckon you're ready to kind of keep them up, keep them ready?
Of course, this is my duty. So.
Like enabling the team. Can you tell us something about the team name? Because I'm just interested in how this name, your team actually came up with this name.
The owners of our team are like best friends and everything, and JPC just stands for their initial letters, and the Sigma is for our coach.
Oh, damn! That's really nice if you have like the coach somewhat referenced to, because they are just doing so much for the team. Also, relation from your team, like with the coach.
Definitely.
It's really good as well because it kind of looks like it says epic. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but if it was, very well done.
It doesn't, but it looks cool. Yeah. As you said it now, I see it, yes.
I keep accidentally skim reading it as epic.
Wow.
Hopefully foreshadowing your massive plays as a team, I hope.
I hope so too, and I hope we win, so.
I like that attitude, very optimistic.
Of course, we gotta do it.
Do you have any particular compositions you're scared of going into this tournament?
Not really, we practiced a lot of compositions the last few days, and we're pretty have a right range, so I guess we can pretty much counter everything, and I have faith in our team, so.
Okay, that's a really good shot. If you really can say you can counter everything, that's good. So we'd say even for cheesy strategies, you would come up with a plan pretty fast and know how to deal with it. We're gonna go with the classic cheesy composition. I don't know. Bash just sitting on the high ground, Nimbani. You need to attack the point. So I would say those kind of situations you're capable of dealing with, I think.
Definitely, we have been practicing even in just that, and so I hope we can pretty much just do everything we need.
Okay, Agency, tell us. Did you have like other tournaments before ours? So are you having those kinds of experience yet?
I personally did not have any experience in that field. Most of our players did already. They played in some of the Watcher League already, so they kind of have experience in that field, but I personally do not have. And yeah, that's mostly the part why I'm so nervous about it.
Yeah, the hype. I missed the old days where I was like in the first tournament and thought, damn, if I screw up now, that's I'm not gonna. I'm not.
Oh yes, I have that fear too. God, I'm so nervous.
But in some ways that could help you, like, you know, that nervousness could get the adrenaline pumping and maybe might even make you like pop off, you know, make you perform better. I don't know about you, but sometimes when the nerves start rolling, you know, say you're just coming into a tournament, don't know what they're going to throw at us, like those nerves can get you going, you know, get some really great plays out of you.
I hope my nervousness does get me some good plays and not like lets me just screw up everything, because that would be so fucking bad. I'd be so embarrassed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, don't be embarrassed too much. If some kind of embarrassing situation happens, it just happens. Go with the flow. And I hope if at some point, if this situation would happen at some point in the tournament, that your team gets stressed because something isn't working. Do you have actually like kind of plans for those kind of situations, like relaxing methods or so?
Not really. Our team is really, it gets really riled up. So we just kind of sometimes just scream at each other, so it's really hard to just keep the cool, but we'll try everything to just cool one down, just say, hey, let's forget about it, we'll get it next round or next play, just regroup, just get it out of your mind and try to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Sometimes, you know, when games aren't quite going your way, your mental can take a bit of a hit. Do you have anyone on your team who's kind of there for the morale talks? Is there a designated player who kind of comes up, brings the spirits up, gets some morale going?
It's probably my support partner, Feuerteufel, because he's the most relaxed and calm person in our team, and he just gets his vibes to us, and so we just calm down too, and yeah.
Oh, it's good to have that kind of level footing, I guess.
Definitely.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap up that interview now. Get some more people in. Lots of people in the waiting room, but thank you so much for coming on. It's good to have a little insight.
I'm glad.
And good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Nice. So we're gonna get Sura from the other team coming in next time. We'll have a little insight into how their team functions. Hello.
Sarah, you muted.
Hi, sorry.
Hi, welcome. How are you feeling?
Well, nervous, just before a match, it's always like this.
Yeah, of course.
But it's a good nervous, I'm really excited, and my team is also really excited to play this game. So we're getting for it.
Nice.
Tell us, is this your first tournament, or are you already having some experience in that?
We already had some tournaments. We are pretty crazy in that way. We actually team up together for a tournament, and we only practice like 2 days before the tournament, the first tournament we did together. But that tournament was the main reason we put the team together. So, well, we really love to do this, and we are really happy this tournament. It has really nice elo for us, because sometimes, tournaments are quite high elo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really good that we've got a lot of teams from kind of really similar SRs. It makes for much more interesting games. I feel like this one especially is going to be quite a close one, because you two are kind of similarly matched. I think the enemy team on average that you're playing against has a bit of a higher SR, but I don't know, how do you feel about going into that? Do you feel kind of even more nervous, or are you ready to kind of prove yourselves as the underdogs and kind of take the victory away from you?
Well, mainly excited to see what happens. We always enjoy tournaments and scrims and matches, but for sure a tournament with so close SR, it's gonna be much more interesting, I think. So, well, let's see how it goes. But for sure we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Okay. So what is your kind of tip if the situation gets a bit stressed with maybe a hard lose on one map or something, or a really devastating team fight or so? What are your tricks you could give to the audience?
Do I have a trick for that?
Well, how do you keep the kind of mental of the team going? Is taking a hit. How do you reckon you're gonna? Is there someone in the group that kind of rallies everyone up, gets everyone hyped, or do you all kind of share the kind of burden of like, right, we've got to get into this zone?
Well, we have our main tank, who is always the main caller in the team, and he always tries to calm the situation. And so he's kind of the trick for the team when we have a hard situation. Maybe he always try to make us calm down and regroup, and okay, let's go for this other new strategy, and let's try to turn this around.
Nice.
In the moment, it's not that easy.
Oh yeah, of course. It's easier said than done, I think, a lot of the time.
It's always nice to have those kind of teammates, because those are really saving the team, I would say, in so many situations. Tell us, what are you like the heroes you would say those you could put your signature on?
Well, it's hard to say, because I used to be a main Ana, but lately with the meta changing and everything, I have been playing more of healer actually. So it's hard to say. I'm not feeling that comfortable actually with the heroes you are gonna see me playing, but I have been training a lot with the team, and well, I think we can make it good.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely have a minute. I'm sure of it. Are there any specific players we should watch out for on your team? Are there any kind of really good MVPs who are kind of consistently good across the board?
Wow. Well, I think you're making me getting me into a uncomfortable situation here.
Obviously, they're all amazing.
Everyone has their stronger points, So I don't know what to say about that.
You're more like a well-oiled machine. You all work together. I like that. It's good team synergy. Sure. It's what you need.
Yeah, I really trust them all. So.
Okay. So talking about cheesy strats, could we maybe expect those kind of things, or are you maybe going more like the safe way today, with your like your normal strategies, or is there something special we could look out for?
Well, don't know. We don't often do too cheesy strategies. Maybe if we are too, we really need to win something. But actually, some of those strategies can turn the other side easily. So.
All right. Oh, we just hope for the best at the end too. Okay.
I think that is all. That is. We're gonna get some more people possibly into the interview, or continue into the game. Actually, my bad. Yeah. So I think that's all we need to hear.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on, and good luck in your game.
Thank you so much.
Good luck. All right, Spaghetti, you know what I'm interested in right now? It's the brackets.
Yes, it's been on my mind too.
What? Damn, it's almost...
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. The thing that's on my mind, possibly a bit selfishly, is the winner of whoever wins this game out of ΣJPC or Palpunto goes on to play Platpack. And as a person who will be playing in Platpack, it's going to be nerve-wracking seeing these two great teams clash, possibly get a victor out. So yeah, the winner of this particular match will go on to round 2 to play against Platpack. So that should be interesting to see.
Another interesting side fact that ΣJPC squad was in the, at least when they were trying to join this this tournament, there were like only ADSR under the Platpack averages are, so they were really close to get the spot of Platpack and just avoid the first round. So let's see if ΣJPC is gonna pull out the SR difference here and go with the win, or if Palpunto just says at the end it's a team versus team fight and it's not ladder, so we're just gonna go with our experience and teams and those kind of scrims and coaching experience we gained. So I'm interested how this turns out.
Yeah, I mean it loops back around, but like all of the SR is really close. Like all of these teams are very capable and have a lot of potential, and we're just gonna have to see how the games play out. See what strategies each team uses, and yeah, I feel like these are going to be very close games. I mean, the SR is certainly close, so yeah, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be intense.
Okay, so then we talked about the brackets, and I mean, it's kind of insane how the first round and the first game actually went. I mean, it was the Anthea Inoki against the Young Attack, and a 3-0. That's a pretty powerful message, we could say. And I think they were pretty similar from this R range. So now I just think its R difference might be existence, because Anthea was actually a bit higher rated on this R.
Yeah, I mean, very, very dominant victory, I gotta say. It's kind of scary for the other teams to see how, after seeing that game, you've got to be nervous. You've got to be nervous coming into this. Like, could we be the victors like that, or could we be 3-0s,
Wait a moment. When you were playing on Playpack in the next round, they would actually mean you can get like first-hand information pretty easily. Damn. Is this like you could get some analyzing here, a flyby, and get the input for
Yeah.
Playpack? So
Fly
some
by,
kind
get
of
the info. Yeah. Possibly. I don't know. If anything, I think it's just going to make me more nervous. You know, I feel like seeing the team synergy, especially hearing from Palpunto there. They sound like they have a really good team synergy. Like no one outstanding player. They're all kind of tightly knit, like a big unit. It's. I think it's more threatening that way. You know, because if one person's always reliable to pop off, then you can just target them, right? But if the whole team is playing really well, then it's like, what do? You just have to kind of push forward. So, yes, if anything, it's making me a bit more nervous.
Well, normally I would say, all right, to the winning team here, be nervous too, because Playpack might just look out for the games and search for a strategy. But that doesn't need to be. I think Jay Willis from the Playpack did this once, and it didn't turn out like a safe plan.
Really?
Let's see if it works out this time.
I guess we'll just have to find out. It's all a bit all to play for, you know. I really can't predict how these games are going to go out. They're so close. They both seem, from the interviews, kind of prepared and ready, and they both have their kind of mental prepared. They're nervous, but you know, they could use it for good. Yeah, they both just seem like really strong teams.
Indeed. Also, want to just thank you to all the new followers we got today. I think let me just get through the list pretty fast. I've got Hennessy03, Don Cachopo, Xelenzi, Tass, X12, McLonger with a bit. It's always nice to see those bits coming. Laula, La08, thank you for the follow, see you.
Well, you love to see it. You love to see it.
You love it. It's just helping a lot.
Yeah, I mean, as we're approaching this first game, the map pick does seem to be Oasis, which is going to be an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, lots to go for there. You might see some more aerial presence, possibly. They might just fall back to a typical brawl, even. I don't know. How do you think they're going to play? Both teams are going to play Oasis Proxy.
Oh, Oasis. I mean, at the end, it depends on which one of the three maps. But you need like come up with some good strats, so you get at least two maps. The interesting thing is, maybe one team does not really come up with some nice plays in the first one and the control maps. But I saw too many scrims where it went like totally reverse on the other three maps of the four played. I think Brawl has a really high chance of doing a fast impression here. But if a team is really able to go maybe with a flying composition or a more flanky composition, relying more on heroes like Tracer or Echo, they could actually surprise the other team.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, let's get into game. Let's get into the game, Cam, and see how it's going to be playing out. I mean, both teams are going to come out the spawn, and this is the first clash for these two teams. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be interesting. They're both going to see how they play for the first time. I mean, I hope to see them change the comps around based on what the other team chooses. You know, have some of those dynamic picks. Hopefully that happens. But I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Yeah, I mean, this is where we kind of see how confident both teams are. Very first game, it must be nervous for them. Oh, and I think we got an early pause there.
Ooh, I wonder why.
Possibly a DC. I need to get some more people in, I reckon. But yeah, I mean, the first game is probably got to be up there as one of the more nerve-wracking ones. So yeah, it's always going to be interesting, especially the first fights as well. They're completely dry, no ultimates on the board. You know, there's a lot to play for. You know, it's just kind of two teams, no ultimate advantage. It's literally just compositions. Is your comp stronger? Is your comp weaker? And do you just outplay the other team if it's a mirror match? So yeah, this first fight it's got to be nerve-wracking for both of them. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and find out and see which team takes the first point.
On
So
terms
it-
of mirror matchup, just a quick thing. I really don't. I really hope that we don't see a team just changing compositions to a mirror matchup and doing the plays.
Oh yeah. I really hope not. But I mean, Palpunto seems to be going for a brawl here, and Sigma JCP are opting for a dive. So yeah, it might be a bit one-sided. Amazing boot by Energy there, gets 2.
With a double one that really opens up the whole fight, and they just get a 3K afterwards. So
Yeah, I mean, dominant play by Sigma JCP there. Yeah, and they're gonna cap the first point, and yeah, that's gonna be the point claimed for them. I mean, a very good boot by Agency there. I mean, they were nervous definitely before the game, but I feel like their nerves have turned to give them that edge that they need.
now they're trying to go underground. We see also the wall helps maybe a bit for the McCree to get some picks, but you know, Serira and Sierra getting the Lucio and the Echo. Some good situations arriving more. We see the Winston trying to struggle them a bit more with the Tesla cannon. Now finally with the monkey ult, he's trying to make some space, so the Baptiste window does not make that much of a thing. Fake GB comes in with the high noon after a kill onto the opponent's McCree. Gets the Baptiste, really strong pick. With the Lucio being really on the struggle of the wins, there is finally killed. Zira is being killed by Dr. Copper. Now the Rhinians are need to back off and are being probably killed here.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are investing a lot there. Both teams are investing a lot, but Accelerator with those final 2 picks just to clear it up. They do manage to hang on to the point, but I mean, Palpunto coming up on a shatter could be huge, and they almost have the sound barrier, which I think would be very, very helpful to just completely deny the grab that Accelerator has got here, because that grab can be used, especially if you manage to get them all low in the grab, and then Pixel Dragon on the Echo just beams them all down. It could be a huge combo, but the sound barrier there could be used to... Oh, here comes the shatter!
Huge shatter. 3 people to the ground while the opponents are being grabbed. They cannot try to push it out, but there's a sound barrier to allow them to push themselves out and make a counter push. Now on both sides, the sound barrier is doing a lot for them. And after some struggle, we see 2 picks for the Sigma team, while the opponents just get the Lucio and the McCree out. It's a bit struggling on point. We see 4v2, 4v1. It's just one player left, staggering the point for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, very, very dominant play by Sigma JCP. Like, yeah, they just held on to that point. They got there quick, won that first fight, and just carried that momentum through the entire game. So I do think the dive composition there played in their favor. They really managed to counter that brawly play style that Palpunto wanted to stick to. So yeah, I feel like possibly some composition switches might have helped them, but you never know. Maybe they're just warming up. You know, getting into the flow of the games. It is sometimes, you know, they need a couple of games to warm up, get into the flow of things, and then you see the tides turn. It suddenly becomes a lot more scary. But at the moment, you know, Sigma JCP seem to be in a very comfortable position, very strong hold on that first map win. Coming out of the gates here, Palpunto also doing a brawl again. Hopefully they can make it work this time, opting to take this small room.
Oh, and there's a perks pick. Fake GB comes in at the Doomfist and gets the Reaper out. The tanks should probably walk a bit more freely, and the Winston could make an easier dive.
Yeah, they're looking to rotate here, get some good positioning, but here comes the Maywall, and the Doom is just kind of diving onto the backline. They're not even opting to capture point.
Well, there it is. The point is captured, and now Palpunto somehow needs to rotate back to a more safer situation or try to counterattack. And there is one pick for them. The May pick might enable them now. Still, though, we see also the Winston pick from Ismanovic on the Reaper. Where they lost the Zara and they lost the Baptiste, so it could be close if they're really trying to invest here more. They don't really have the ults, but maybe the Shatter is close to really invest here. It is a 3 versus 4 situation, but now 2 more people are arriving onto each side. Could be an even fight. There's the Shadow just getting the wins on the ground, but there's just too much pressure from the team Sigma JPC. They're helping out and they're getting the kill onto the Rhine player and also 2 and 3 more players.
Yeah, I mean that was quite unfortunate for Palpunto there. Just played it so slowly, and just ticking away on point. Sigma JCP just managed to that Doom fake jab on the Doom is just kind of diving in there and getting so much value, just completely picking apart their backline and with the brawl, you know, the Ryan is trying to take the front of the damage, trying to keep his focus on the fight, but the Doom is just in the backline, just harassing. And they're looking to take point here with 70% for Sigma JCP.
Well, that's costing a lot. There we see the Ryan entering the point. The grabs just keeping them a bit more back. The Sound Barrier lets them survive for a bit longer. Well, maybe that could be more tricky. The battlefields are being casted, but there's no really a player using their disadvantage. With 2 picks from the Sigma JPC seem to control the point a bit more. There's another one. Now the grab gives the Sigma JPC a bit hope to invest here maybe, but they're more kind of retreating now.
And now they're on the retreat, and now it gets scary. You know, they got a touch. The point is just ticking away. They've opted for the ball to try and contest, but it might not be enough. Just shy of the point, and that was a very dominant hold for Sigma JPC there. You know, I feel like the Doom especially just in the backline constantly. Just in the backline constantly harassing with the support players, and they didn't really have many stuns or counters for that Doom pick. But also Accelerator on the Zarya there was just chewing through them. You know, they did manage to get some initial picks on some team fights, and they could have snowballed in, but I don't know, maybe Sigma JCP just had more sustain, just lasted through and allowed their DPS to pop off a bit more with that extra sustain.
I just think that Palpunto is doing one of the more classy brawly strats, and JPC, they're not only pulling out the double bubble quite fine, I think, but this extra spice with the Doom. I mean, you also mentioned it is just a thing they can't really compete with because it's maybe a bit irregular to deal with. Also, it's a bit difficult to have those kind of strong Doomfist players in a team that are really able to pull it off, even though there are so many heroes to actually stun, counter him a bit, or make his life pain. I mean, if you do right, May, for example, can be maybe annoy a lot on that, but and I think they also had a McCree for that.
Yeah.
So there were the counters, but it didn't really work out that much. Maybe they come up with a different solution. Then I'll have a bit more time with the new map, and also with the new map, there come maybe all the compositions that fit more into that. And as I'm hearing, it's the Numbani map that's being played now.
Yeah, going on to Numbani is going to be interesting because like Palpunto kind of playing a bit more of a slowy kind of brawl. You know, they got some picks early on, but I feel like if they ran in and just kind of hit them with all the force that they had, then it'd be a bit easier to snowball. But we are actually going on to Volskaya Industries, not Numbani, which you know, it could allow for a bit more flexibility there. You know, Palpunto might have to play a bit more aggressive, some more dives, a bit more quick pace. It is 2CP. So, you know, that point B could be all about the contests. We'll just have to see where it goes, you know. I mean, yeah, it's just all to play for, you know. I do think Palpunto will throw something out of the bag, you know. I feel like they are just warming up, and they do seem pretty confident on the brawl, especially. So if they play their cards right, you know, deal with the major players and kind of work around theirs, then could be a win.
If they really stick together good enough and are really able to counter those kind of more fancy compositions and heroes of the team Sigma JPC, I think they could survive the first point for a hold. But if Fake Jab, for example, goes again for a Doomfist strategy, there might be a first pick ready really fast if they're not really able to get a counter onto that.
Yeah, I mean, they are, as you can see here, they're like both opting for a Ryan Zarya, so quite a brawly one, but they also both have the aerial presence. Sigma JPC are going for the Echo Mercy, but Palpunto going for the Farah Mercy. We'll see who takes the aerial presence out. It's kind of a kind of close to a mirror, but not quite. But I feel like this is Palpunto's time to shine. You know, they've shown that they're comfortable with the brawl. And here it is kind of brawl meets brawl. Pretty similar compositions, so it's Palpunto's time to shine for sure. here they are meeting at this pretty tricky choke. I mean, the Pharah is kind of being damage boosted, picking off their backline, pushing them back to point. Managed to push through that choke. And Palpunto are just slowly, by like war of attrition, coming in there.
Oh, and there's the first pick, but generated by both sides. Both main tank players are down. There's the revive coming to Accelerator and giving ΣJPC the force they need to push them back. Now where they have no tank. Not really picks besides the soldier. Let's see if this continues, but looks like they retreated. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be a pretty slow retreat. If you don't have that Lucio, you're opting for the Ana and the Mercy for the aerial presence. There, you've got a slow retreat. Try not to get picked out on the way back. And Bay is going to get rezzed here, so the aerial presence is still going to be there, raining down damage from above. It's going to be tricky to deal with. FakeJeb definitely has his job cut out for him, trying to stop this Pharah. But here they are pushing straight through to point, not holding them close. ΣJPC looking to hold point.
There's the Shatter attempt, but it's not getting anyone. It's the shield that's just countering it. There's the kill. FakeJeb gets a kill with a high noon onto Zarya. Also, the Pharah is dead, and if the main tank player falls, and if that is the case, they're just able to push and get another 2 picks, and that's the last one.
Oh, Accelerator just ran in there with hammer swimming. That was really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. That Shatter was slept by Sarah. Accelerator just had his Shatter denied completely, but then just charged straight through to the point, swinging his hammer, and managed to gain almost 50% back up on his Shatter. Amazing play by Accelerator, you know. The kind of loss of the Shatter came out there. It's unfortunate, great seep by Sarah, but he managed to get a good ways towards another one. And the ultimates do be looking towards Palpunto's favor here.
They are the first ones, the Soldier ult, the Pharah Nano, and the Reinhardt Echo. Well, it's a lot of potential, but Rio just goes first with the Shatter to counter the Echo, but he is getting killed while doing that. They get the kill onto the Echo Rhine, but it's not really that much of enough. The Palpunto tries to get a tick, but there's just too much force on the field to just counter their 3-man team right now. There's the first pick onto the Pharah, and the Mercy is being killed, and the Zarya too.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I think ΣJPC there did a really good job of splitting their team in half. You know, they had the Pharmacy and the Zarya on point, but the rest of the team was kind of lagging behind, and they just pushed. They ignored point for a brief while just to push the team, separate them out, get some kills, and yeah, it just spelled death for Palpunto. And we're coming into the last fight, and ΣJPC have a lot of ultimates on the board, a lot of potential there. And Palpunto don't have much. It's going to take some miracle plays from them. But the Shatter gets blocked, and there's one. So this could be on the up for Palpunto as they come in to this point.
And Zero tries to push more, but there is just shield broken with the grab there. FakeJeb just doesn't care about it. At 4K, it's insane. He just gets the point secured by himself. There's an attempt of getting a revive, but it's just not really doing the deal. 25 seconds left, and they won the fight.
Oh, that was an amazing play by FakeJeb. That really stopped them in their tracks, and now they're desperately trying to switch to contesting heroes. You know, we got the ball here to just try and get them to rotate back to point. Rest of the team is scrambling to try and get together. It's just the last fight with 5 seconds.
Oh, it's gonna be tricky. There's an Echo duel with the Soldier just trying to at least push them a bit back. Now the Pharah and the Mercy are back too. There's another fight starting. FakeJeb gets an early pick onto the Mercy, a really important one now. Also, the Pharah is dead, so they don't really need to care about some kind of air protection. Them being killed, and that's the fight. That's it.
Yeah, that is the fight. Very, very good hold by ΣJPC there. Like, I don't know, their DPS manages to get some early picks, and it just kind of removes the momentum of Palpunto. It just completely destroys their kind of snowballing that they're trying to get going. And especially that 4K that we saw FakeJeb get. Amazing play.
This 4K really surprised me hard. I mean, they were grabbed all on the in it, and there was so much potential for Palpunto, but this really tricky high noon he pulled out. It's well, if Zeri's shield isn't there and they're trying to contest the point, it's a bit tricky for Palpunto to really react properly to that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, very interesting though. You can't diminish the importance of some of the plays Palpunto have made. You know, they've blocked shatters. They're really giving Accelerator a hard time of landing a good shatter here. You know, the sleep came in from Sarah most notably, completely denied the shatter. And I think I think I believe it's pronounced Sawayo manages to block a shatter. So yeah, they are making plays. They are making plays, but I don't know. I feel like ΣJPC are just more kind of together with it. You know, they may get one or two picks early, and then that's just enough for them to sustain through the team fights and not allow Palpunto to get any more grounding. You know, making the plays like pretty slow team fights, making the staggers pretty brutal. But now it's ΣJPC's turn to try and cap this point in Palpunto's defense. Palpunto opting to play close here.
Oh, looks really offensive. They're going really deep in with the charge, and they get the Lucio there, Ismanovic. But the Palpunto has one nice boost on their attack now. We see two more picks. The DPS are down from the ΣJPC. They need to back off.
Oh, here we go. Here, Palpunto are getting in on their own. They're not letting them escape, you know? Getting those aggressive picks it's going to stagger them. They're going to have to regroup, and that's precious time being ticked away by Palpunto's aggressive stance there, especially Ismanovic on the Junkrat with those 2 kills early. That was incredible. I feel like Palpunto warming up here, you know, showing that they too can hold aggressive. They too can do more aggressive plays, get more picks, and yeah, they definitely have potential here. Looking to hold close again.
Oh, they're pushing hard. The Zara is just on the Junkrat already. They're just pushing through. The Zara is now alone on point while the whole team fight is happening on the choke point. Ismanovic punishes this Zarya, gets the kill, and also now with the huge shatter, it's just a 3k, a 4k, a 5k. I just can't count all those kills. It's just total team wipe. A high on point, both flags.
That was very unfortunate. Of all the times to stop the shatter, that would have been it. But like the one time Accelerator gets a shatter through, it's enough. You know, it was a 4 or 5 man shatter there. Incredible. Completely just stopped them in their tracks. Took apart that defense. But yeah, I mean, it was hopeful for Palpunto at the beginning there, but ΣJPC just dominating. You know, they're really going strength to strength. Their practice is definitely being shown here.
I mean, I find it it's a really difficult now for Palpunto really to pull some strings out. But TCP is a really difficult map. You might end up in a situation where you just don't have the picks needed to get on point, and if the ult economy isn't really doing the work you need to have, you're just standing in the missed opportunity while and just end up in a situation where the opponents just need to get one tick, and that's.
It's brutal. It's brutal. I feel like Palpunto could have held on for longer there. You know, given they didn't have to just defend one tick. But yeah, I feel like they are warming up though. There were some good plays there, but yeah, TCP is it's the curse of TCP. I gotta say.
Well, at the end it also was a total team wipe. So they just, I would say they earned this map.
Oh yeah.
Just straight away. I think that's a statement I could stand for. But I mean that's just like one warm-up game we could talk about if we try to be polite here. And this one map here, the assault map, it's a TCP map. So we can say, all right. That was here. You have to try you had some tries to get some early points, but now it's going to be real. Like this one is really making the deal now. The match point probably of ΣJPC is really pulling out some more nice plays.
I feel like you should go in there, give them a rally talk proxy, you know, get the motivation up. I feel hyped after that. That was a great speech. We need you in the games, just hyping everyone up. Yeah. I mean, I think like they were saying, their main tank definitely has a job of keeping the mental cool, keeping it cool. You know, it was a loss, but you know we can bounce back harder than ever. We're still warming up, still plenty of games to come, plenty of opportunities to grab that win. You know, I do feel like the next couple of games could be interesting, and maybe even see some huge plays like that 4-man four-man high noon and huge shatters as well. So yeah, you love to see those plays. You love to see them.
Mm-hmm. Especially even if he was grabbed, he could pull out that play.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if we get some reference to the interviews we had earlier, talking about here about the players. Just let me check the name: Angency and the player Sira. Really kind people to talk with, and Sira talked about the team Palpunto having some a nice main tank play. I think it was. He really tries to get the team in a comfy situation to deal with those kind of stressy moments.
Oh yeah.
And I think Palpunto is really going to benefit about this player because without that, there might be a tricky situation. While Agency was more speaking about a more temperate, more temperament in the team. And they still somehow get to stick themselves together in stressful situation. I think the main team player really going for a nice speech or something, like I tried to do.
Yeah, you succeeded. Not just tried, you succeeded for sure.
I hope so. But I think those kind of things are going to be really, really helpful for the team. And so Palpunto is in a good position in terms of health, mental health. And if Palpunto would have maybe pulled out a really strong impression in the first place, the ΣJPC squad might have been more struggling with this kind of stress. It's just a suggestion. I can't really see into their heads, but just from the tips and tricks they have on the team, I believe in the Palpunto strategy. But I don't know. Maybe the teams are just going in with some kind of energy, even though it goes wrong.
Yeah.
They just somehow wheel it around. It just full focus again.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. I just want to point out, we have only seen Palpunto play the Brawl, so you never know. I have a hunch. Maybe they're saving their more powerful comps for the next couple of games. Maybe they're letting ΣJPC have the edge, make them believe they're on top, and then Palpunto are going to hit them with the comp switch. They're going to show them actually we are dominant on the dive. We can play Brawl, yes, but our dive is where it's at. So you never know. They might have some tricks up their sleeves.
I'm really excited for the upcoming map. On the next map, it's going to be a hybrid map. So we've got a lot of both things. The hateful part with the 2CP thing going in there, like the first point needs to be captured, but also the payload part. So please, both teams, give us some entertainment and just get the first point and have some nice payload energy. Also, I just made it up for a joke, the cheesy strategy talk in the interview before. I'm talking about Bastion cheesy strat on the first point defense on Numbani. And we actually have Numbani.
You predicted it. I reckon you've given them the idea and now they're going to run with it. I really hope so.
Oh my god. Well, which team did I give this advice? Did I give it to Agency or to Zero? I think Agency.
I think Agency, yeah. Possibly.
Oh, the ΣJPC. I mean, they're leading with 2 points. Maybe they go for cheesy just because they have right now and they might be able to pull it out.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully we see both teams cap first, and then it gets a lot more entertaining than just a point cap. TCP is a bit cursed in that sense. I don't know about you, but I much prefer the hybrids maps.
Well, I mean, it still has some part of the 2CP map, so I don't like 2CP that much to play, especially because of the first point capturing. But hey, I'm looking forward to Numbani, and we're kind of just waiting to have it starting. But until then, we can have some more analysis. Oh, I think we're gonna have some break.
I might have a break.
Do we? Ooh.
Do we have a break?
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, a 2 minutes break, people, and just hope that you stay tuned for the last final attempt for the Palpunto to pull out this nice sweet stretch for hybrid. It's gonna be really difficult, but we believe that there's some comeback potential.
For sure. Well, see you after the break, everybody. Stick around.
Okay, so we're a bit hyped for the upcoming match. It's the one where Palpunto really can pull out those last attempts and come back with a comeback series of 3 points, or maybe at least 2. We have a lot of maps to play if they're gonna pull out some plays here on Numbani. The defense strategy for them, the attack strategy, it's gonna be really important. I just hope that nobody comes up with the best strategy. What kind of compositions are those where you are dreaming of for both teams here, Spaghetti?
Ooh, I mean, I don't know about you, but I kind of want to see Palpunto pull a couple of compositions out the bag. You know, we've only really had a glimpse of their brawl. I kind of want to see how they fare on other comps. But I mean, maybe they come back with a brawl that's just really strong. Maybe it's Curse of TCP, and they can take Numbani with their brawl comp, which they seem pretty comfortable on. But yeah, hopefully we see some dive. Maybe I would love to see that. I would love to see it.
I think that Sigma JPC, they already played some double bubble on Oasis at least, and I think they're really capable of doing some kind of divey strategies. But I'm betting on more of a double bubble strategy again on Numbani, because I think you can play it there. So they think, all right, it's one of the meta things, of the meta compositions.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, they did say in the interviews they were pretty comfortable on all compositions. You know, they're a flexible team, that's for sure. So yeah, I mean, it's all to play for to see what Sigma JCP are gonna pull out the bag. But I don't know, maybe with the recent hog buffs, we might be seeing more hog. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting if you look at the lineups now. Palpunto definitely not going for a brawl. Going for a much more interesting composition, and this is what I like to see. You know, I like to see them that they can play it. They can't just play brawl. They can play other stuff, and they're willing to try it here. Yeah, I mean, I love to see it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm rooting a bit for Palpunto here. You know, I'm loving this comp change. I'm loving this versatility, this aerial presence that they got going. Yeah.
Especially Mercy can help out the Ash and the Pharah, even though I think they're gonna stick to the Pharah more.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. And the Zen just can dish out so much damage. Bit of a glass cannon though, they've got to be wary of that. Yeah, so here they come, out of spawn. Sig JCP holding this high ground, pretty typical place to hold. Looking to get the damage boost onto that Hanzo to try and pick up that Pharah, but he doesn't seem to be connecting any shots, and they're playing quite slow, you know, grouping up, kind of preparing, strategizing, and the ball is on point. Almost gets away with it. Bit cheeky, love to see it. And the ball is just looking to kind of get them to drop, get them to spread out a bit. The back is caught off guard here, has to use Immo just for himself. And they're looking to rotate under the bridge, I reckon. The Zen seems alone.
Oh, there's a nice first pick from the Pixel Dragon, getting the Pharah, but now the Pharah is being revived, and Sira getting the pip onto the Feuerteufel Baptiste. We see some more picks from the Sigma JPC. They really want to get the point now fast before we have some people coming back from the spawn. And there's the last pick, I think.
Yeah, I mean, fights for Palpunto seem to be lasting quite long, you know. Once they're down a couple of picks, they're still kind of on the point, still kind of trying to contest. And maybe if they tried to get out, regroup a bit more, collect their thoughts, they could get a few more fights in. Or maybe they're just looking to kind of play a bit of a free-for-all, you know, kind of harass them when they're up, you know, not like kind of free roam a bit more, try and pick off people who are split. I don't know. Sig JTP seem to be playing very grouped up in this high ground here. All in a tight-knit bubble. Trying to push through the room. Playing it quite slow. The Pharah comes in for some of that poke. Gets a lot of high-value damage, and here comes the high noon.
Whoa! 2 picks. Really powerful, and also the Pharah is being killed by the Sigma.
Yeah, I mean, amazing 2 picks there. That's going to silence them. They're going to have to fall back, regroup a bit. With 1 minute 50 on the clock. And Sig JPC have some ultimates on the board. They have the Dragon, they have the Sigma, almost, and the Mercy. So, especially that Dragon is going to look to pump in a lot of damage and definitely pick off, remove some of those angles that Palpunto were trying to play. I mean, they're trying to charge up that barrage, and that Zen ult could definitely be crucial, especially for the Sigma ult coming on board. And here comes the Dragon!
trying to back them off from the high ground gate, and so with that they get some time, but it's not really doing that much yet.
And Palpunto are one pick up here, so it is swinging in their favor. It does look like they could have this, and here comes the mines.
It's creating some space and getting Feuer Teufel. The Baptiste player is now down. It's being revived, but there's some just more ults investing here from Palpunto maybe. The Pharaoh pick is being get by the Sigma player accelerator. The Transcendence keeping everyone from the Palpunto team at the point alive. There was an attempt from the Rotok to do something, but the more bigger player now, FakeJab, is generating 2 kills. Now it's a 4v2 situation on point. Now we're getting more kills, and that's it.
Ooh, yeah, that was a close one. They managed to get a tick out of it though, which is good for Palpunto. You know, not a completely valueless fight. They did get a tick. Yeah, and they do have the barrage coming up here, which could be very high value. They're switching to a brawl. I like this switch. They've kind of scouted out. They know kind of what ΣJPC are having. They're kind of down on the ultimate economy, so making some switches in composition could be key here to kind of getting those weaknesses exposed in the enemy team. And they're looking to push high ground, push them off high ground immediately. With 10 seconds on the clock, it's going to be a close one.
And there's the barrage getting 1 pick, but also getting picked by the opponents. They really try to do something. Then Agency, Mercy is being killed, so there's no revive possible. 4 people
and they get the
on
ticks.
the point. Palpunto just got like more ticks, and now they're diving onto them. The Sigma JPC, they really need to get at least 1 pick to secure the fight. The Sigma ult from Feuer Teufel, we got back. It's maybe the last chance, but there's just too many players from the Palpunto yet on the point. And with some more people like the Rotok, like the Ash, the chances are just getting bigger and bigger. But
they need to get these picks.
They're playing structured, and they're getting 1 kill after another fight of the last one being frozen and killed. They got the points.
Very well played. It looked a bit rusty there. I mean, they weren't getting the picks quite as frequently as they wanted, but they managed to scrape it back with that shatter coming in from Zero. Very clutch, and that gets them the point. I mean, now it gets interesting. They have 2 minutes to push it all the way. Not a lot of time, but very doable. I have seen it been done before. And Palpunto kind of switch to their brawl composition really paid off. They saw the weaknesses in ΣJPC's comp, and they switched, and it paid off. It paid off, and they even managed to charge a shatter in that fight. So it does go to show how confident they are on the brawl. And ΣJPC looking to stay with the comp that they have. I mean, they have a lot of ultimates they don't want to use. The Sigma, the Hog could be huge, and here they come.
Sigma ult, the High Noon, there are chances, but the Baptiste field is just keeping everyone alive, and the High Noon just doesn't capture anyone. They want to go for another push onto them. The Sigma and the Rotok tank on the high ground though made some problems. Now Dr. Copper dived onto the Reinhardt with the Rotok ult. He somehow jumps off the map, I think. They want to call it a day now and just don't give the opponent a small ult charge.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking to call it a day. Even though ΣJPC did manage to win that fight, a very well fight played by Palpunto because they didn't use any ults, and the other team has invested a lot. They invested the Sigma, they invested the High Noon. Like, a lot of ults lost for them, and a lot of ults gained for Palpunto here. They're coming in with the grab, and the window, and the Noon, and almost the May. Some very, very high value ults. Looking to play it a little bit slower. The lamp is used early to try and keep the sustain up, and here comes the window and the High Noon.
Oh, and there's the kill onto Pixel Dragon with that. Ismanovic just gets the Hanzo pick. Oh, they push with it. 1 DPS less is 1 kind of a threat less too. And there's the last one from the DPS line. And then Agency tries to somehow get near the body, maybe going for a revive, but it's not gonna happen. Serious just swinging the hammer and just pressing W here. The whole team is following. The Mercy, Agency, and Sigma try to somehow to survive. There's the pick onto the Mercy. And the Sigma just goes for some rotations.
Sigma doing ring around the roses here. Taking them on a trip, but that's the point. Cap for Palpunto, very well played there. There's like amazing fight planning there. They just wanted to do a dry push, get rid of the ults, and then push with ults of their own. And here comes the Mail. It catches 2, but the Sigma responds with an ultimate of his own.
Oh, there was a stunner. Somehow the freeze just kept the Palpunto alive to go for another push. The main tank the often player Accelerator is now killed, but also so did Serio. High Noon on the grab again, just goes for it and gets the kill onto Zarya, who just grabbed this player. Just pushing again, the flash helps a lot, and with that, they keeping the point secured.
They did manage to win that fight, but I mean, this is what we're here for, right? Palpunto showing their own. They're coming back with a lot more aggression. There is 1 minute on the clock, a very difficult point to cap in 1 minute, but I do think they have it in them. You know, they have the high noon, they almost have the window, and the beat could be huge. Window
There's
used.
the wall, there's the BAP field, I think the BAP window, just helping a lot with getting Serious smashed really early. But now both sides lost their main tank player. That might be a chance to get someplace done. But it's just not gonna happen with the Reaver from Accelerator, from the Sigma JPC. They're going more closer to the spawns now.
Yeah, they're really pushing them in close. I mean, they probably have another fight out of this, and it was a good dry push. They didn't spend any ults. They do have ults coming into here. Like we said, the noon and the beat could be huge. Yeah, I mean, it's getting close. 20 seconds. If they can win this fight, they could possibly win the map. Just have to wait and see.
They want to push, maybe the wall helps. Yeah, they got Pixel Dragon, the main player. No walls helping the Sigma JPC out on this one. The BAP one at least giving a lot of heal, but also boosting the high noon. From one side, Ismanovic gets the kill onto Agency's Mercy play. Now the high noon from Fake Jet didn't really make the deal they needed to have. Boytolfer gets the final blow onto Serious.
Look at this Ryan going for a flank shatter.
Oh my god, there it is!
It only connects with one, unfortunately.
The Lucio is being struck to the down now, but the grab now is a bigger deal. Dr. Copper goes in with some nice plays. Lucio just annoying a bit more on points, staggering, but it's just some hope that's just got destroyed by the insane rotations.
I mean, very good push by Palpunto there. Completely subverted my expectations, I have to say. Very strong push, almost manages to push it all the way. A very good round, all round. I mean, I especially think the way they toggled ultimates, managed the ultimate economy there was crucial to their win. They really, I think their ultimate calls are on point. They knew when they were down in the ultimate economy, they knew when they were up, and they played their cards perfectly in that sense. You know, the right combos, the right ultimates were there. A fight is won, especially when you have the more ultimates on the board most of the time anyway. And yeah, I really think that's what allowed them to kind of get the wins in some of them fights. And the tactical losses as well were huge, because a lot of those fights, Sigma JPC were investing a lot of ultimates just to win the fight. A fight that was probably already won, considering Palpunto didn't want to invest any of them. And ultimately that managed to get them to push the cart so far up. I mean, the pressure's heating up a bit for CJPC, as Palpunto are definitely warmed up, getting into their stride here.
It's insane. They almost lost the drip there, but they got it back.
Yeah.
I mean, they switched off the whole composition. They had no ult charge, but this one Pharaoh Barrage ready. They, like you say, it's just how they somehow got the Rhine Shadow like really close for the fight. They really made the deal to get at least the Lucio there. That's
incredible, absolutely incredible. I think that comp switch as well for the first point was big, was very big. All right, well, we're going in, and SJPC are looking to do a double bubble. They're taking this low ground here, just scouting out, seeing what Palpunto have in store for them.
They're searching for a pick, and there it is. Zero being a bit out of position. The Baptiste player is now down. Some struggle from the Sigma player from Palpunto on the high ground too, but let's look at the dive from Dr. Bella. Just a couple just annoying really much. Fake Jet is being killed by that, but more importantly, Eraser and the Echo player of the Palpunto team is also being killed. The advantage is there for the team Sigma JPC. Only the Sombra and only the Sigma is left from the Sigma JPC. From the Palpunto, I mean.
No. A very, very good fight all around, I gotta say. They got a pick early and they capitalized on it. They kind of took the momentum with them and just used that to push through. I mean, I think the difference in play styles here is the SJPC team do know when to go aggressive and when to hold back, but Palpunto know when to make the right swaps and know how to deal with the ultimate economy. So, I mean, the two different strengths, and here we see them collide as they opt for the Sigma and Hog swaps from Palpunto there, away from the Orisa.
Now they're trying to tickle a bit here and there. There's a lot of pressure on Ismanovic. And there's the pick. I don't think I'll rock me like that. They're going deeper and deeper. Fake Choke is being killed. Well, it's probably not going to interrupt their dive. There's the Monkey ult, creating some space so the other DPS Pixel Dragon can pull out the Mercy kill. Also, Reaper is being killed from the Palpunto. They will push this out, and the Monkey ult just ended with it. So they still have the full health monkey here to just do some job. And Saria being hacked, there's no heal for them, just arriving, and they're just pushing it out.
A huge dynamite, but it's just not enough damage to stop them from this very aggressive push that they're pushing on. They want this point capped, and I think they're going to get it. Yeah, and then they have a lot of ultimates on the board, a Nanoblade coming up, and an EMP grab. I mean, there's a lot of high-value ultimates there. It's looking very scary for Palpunto. I mean,
The Ripper is getting a lot of pressure there. The Bob is just zoning a bit here, but not only that, it's gonna do a lot of work. While the EMP captures also the Bob, the whole team almost. It's just nothing the Sigma JPC can use. Maybe a bit miscommunicated.
That was crazy. I mean, they sunk Grav and EMP into that fight for barely any value. But Palpunto just managed to sustain through it. There was just not enough damage coming from ΣJPC, and yeah, they managed to come out on top. They did use Bob, however, so some ultimates traded, but ultimately a very impressive hold by Palpunto. They do have to be wary, however, of the Nanoblade coming out. The JCP do have in their possession a very powerful ultimate combo, and if used well, can definitely result in a team wipe. They do have the Sigma roll and the Reaper roll, which should do a lot of damage on the Hog ult, and here comes the Nanoblade.
Going maybe for one pick there, but he gets, he gets captured by the Sigma ult, but it's not gonna kill him. He just goes for the double support kill. He dies at the end, but the damage is being made, and it's gonna be crucial for the team Palpunto. Now the Sound Barrier helps the Sigma JPC out to push even more without even having some kind of thinking about healing.
No one's been pushing the cart though. It's a one fight, but not much progress on the cart has been made. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication there. I mean, they definitely pushed it up here, but they could have done a lot more with that fight win. Palpunto is still all to play for. They still have a lot of ground to work with here, but the cart is engaging pretty close.
They go deeper and deeper. The Genji tries to get maybe the target Mercy, which is hacked, but it's just too much help coming towards it. The Sigma JPC is just going deep in. This is the sleep onto Sigma, and the anti-nade on Sigma is being really close. And somehow Artilog, really low on like 5 HP, is being survived this whole action. Bob being hacked gives Sigma JPC maybe some time, but they're now pulling back.
Yeah, I mean, a very good hold. Very good hold by Palpunto there. I mean, the Bob was sent in the back, but immediately hacked. But I mean, yeah, they still managed to come out on top. But JCP do have another Nanoblade in their possession, and a bomb, and a shatter. That's a lot of ultimates that you're going to have to deal with here. Very, very scary for Palpunto. And here comes the bomb.
Boom goes the dynamite. There's one kill from Zero. There's a Nanoblade coming in, causing not only a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage onto the Rotor player closely survives. There's some the fake jab player on the Genji is just being focused all over the place with the Sigma and all the pressure. Just not getting the advantages needed. Roderick is being really close, but it's just not final. There's no final blow coming to him. But the mech is being killed from Accelerator instead.
That was incredible. Bay on Palpunto there, just getting pick after pick, and the Sigma from Palpunto, Alberto86, denied the Genji Nanoblade yet again. Used his ult to capture that Genji, just deny all value that the Genji could have got. Amazing plays, and here comes the Shatter, gets 2.
Almost got denied by the hook at the end. It got denied because there was no value. Now Bay in the back, Reaper, well, just by himself gets 3k on 2 costs by his Death Blossom.
Oh wow, Palpunto really coming into their own here. They're really holding on to this last fight. Sigma JPC don't really seem to be able to break through their defense. Yeah, I mean, even despite the powerful ultimates that they have on board, Palpunto just managed to sustain and get some picks, and ultimately managed to win it up. But they Sigma JPC do have an EMP bomb combo coming up here if they choose to use it, which is a very powerful one.
There's the bomb, there's the EMP, already 3 picks, 2 of them are the supports. They just can't go with the damage. Is gonna be true damage without any support helping them out. Barrett in the back just tries to stag a bit more longer the point. There's not gonna be any hero to contest the point, I think.
Oh, that's a decisive take. Very good use of ultimates there. I mean, yeah, with an EMP bomb, it's difficult to play around. It's a very good place, but I have to say, Palpunto definitely warming up, definitely coming into their own. It was a lot closer than the games we've seen before, and the, 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 the temperature is rising for Sigma JPC, for sure.
I mean, that stress they got on the last round. I think they were pretty confident on the last fight on the first point, where on the defense side of the JPC's of the Sigma JPC squad. And after that win from Palpunto, I think got hard hyped because they really saw the chance for getting a comeback, and a JPC squad was probably having a little struggle with this kind of situation, maybe a bit uncomfy there. They just couldn't really deal with Palpunto's strength, getting also another map point and pushing really far up. A bit unfortunate though for Palpunto that Sigma JPC squad got this just got their stuff together, and I think they had like 4 minutes or so on the last point. It's just a lot of time to maybe come in with enough ultimates to get the fight into a winning one, even though Palpunto was really strong and held a longer time with their old economy style to really counter JPC as much as possible. So wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate Palpunto didn't manage to get it in the end, but such a close final fight. What a way to end it, I gotta say. They denied so many high value ultimates, and just at the very final fight they managed to sneak in an EMP bomb there to find out the round. Some good games, especially that last one. Yeah, it's unfortunate Palpunto didn't warm up as much in the first couple of games. A very dominant play by ΣJPC for sure. Yeah, good games all around, I gotta say. Some very good plays from both sides.
Alright. Okay, let's look at the brackets now. So we just saw a 3-0 from the Sigma JPC squad. Honestly, I think they deserved it. They had some really interesting compositions. They went for a more difficult double bubble composition, and it worked out perfectly. So I think they really deserve it. And coming up in the next round, it will be Flatback against Sigma JPC squad, and not an upcoming one, not an upcoming match, but an upcoming round. And that will be Palpunto going into the losers brackets, and the loser of the game 4 is going to be the one that's going to be there. The loser of the team Benchwarmers 0 against Eagle Eye Academy Pangoli. Or Pangoli. No, I just can't read it.
I mean, Palpunto are a very dominant team. Like, I don't think that 3-0 fully captures that last round that we saw. This the way they managed the ultimate economy, the way they did the really nice switch onto the brawl to just about get that first point. They're definitely going to be a team to be scared of if you're in the losers brackets for sure. I mean, we could definitely see them rise up the ranks there and take some victories away from them. A very powerful team, but unfortunately just quite not that powerful enough to beat ΣJPC. Yeah, some great plays, I gotta say. I mean, the bracket's forming up to be a powerful one coming in the next couple of games. I'm definitely scared playing ΣJPC coming up. They do look like a very coordinated team. For sure, yeah.
Well, maybe they're not ready yet after this really strong game from Sigma JPC squad. They might come up with some counterplays, get the coach in, and some good strategies to really get in the place into a working one. They have the potential. We saw it at least.
Yeah, I think we're going to get Sarah in for the post-match interview. See how they fared. They were on the Palpunto team, who unfortunately didn't quite manage to get it, but very nice last round. So we'll get them in here, get them talking, see how they felt about the matches today. Hey, Sarah.
Oh, hi.
Hi, how's it going? How are you feeling after those matches?
Well, it was clearly they had much more dominance there. It was clear that they were practicing much more those compositions than us, and at the end, maybe in that last map, we managed to fight it a little better.
Yeah.
But they really have they control really good those compositions, and it was really hard for us to beat that. We need to practice more, I guess, but really good job they did.
Yeah, I mean, a good job by you, not to underestimate you on that last point. You held on for a good while and just denied so many powerful ultimate combos there. So I do think that last point just showed you are a team to be scared of, especially when you're moving into the losers brackets now. I reckon you could definitely take that momentum forward and win a good few games in the losers brackets. Like you showed some definite prowess on that last point.
Yeah. It was surprising because the last point, we could keep it for a long time. Yeah, that final diva bomb with that Sombra ulti.
So
that
tricky,
was,
yeah.
That was really too good. I should maybe have used the Immortal a bit later, but even with that, I don't think I could have made any difference.
Well, I mean, I think we should maybe also just mention here to you personally. You really gave us a lot of hope and just a lot of spirit at the moment where you went in on the last attempt to get the first point on Numbani. You switched the whole composition, had no old charge, but this one barrage, and got the shatter also in this fight. Like, what was going what was going on in your comps?
Well, it was we have been playing Numbani with that weird comp sometimes, with the one we were trying hard at the beginning, and it was working pretty well. So we were trying that hard, but at the end, for the last fight, I actually started kind of shouting at the team, "Okay, everyone, just change Brawl and let's go fast," because if we were not going with Lucio, we were not making it on time. So I said, okay, this is our last chance. If we don't get Lucio and Brawl, we are not gonna reach the point on time and with a strong composition. So, well, if it works. If not, well, it's a good try, I think.
Well, it seemed to pay off. It paid off, definitely, yeah. Amazing switches. Like, you only had the barrage in and you completely switched up the comp, and you just somehow managed to just completely bulldoze her onto point and really kind of get that aggression going. Honestly, amazing game.
Thanks. Actually, sometimes even in that map, we had some ults, and we are so obsessed with the ults and not wasting them that we really waste them, the match, the time to switch because of one ult. And sometimes if the composition is not working, it doesn't matter one ult, but it's hard to really change in that moment.
It's a tricky balance. It's interesting you mentioned that, actually, because you did really well with the ultimate economy. Like, there were a lot of fights where you guys had a lot of ults, the other team had a lot of ults, but you did like a dry push, didn't use any, and the other team just spent all of their resources on that fight. And then you grouped up and won the next one easy. I mean, it's just very good kind of holding back, good like slow play, really strategizing around it. I really think you guys played that last one really well, especially in terms of the ultimate economy.
Yeah, well, I think, well, sometimes it's maybe a little messy, because when we are, especially, when you are losing, it's really easy. We get nervous and we use badly the ults. I did an ult with Baptiste at in the last point at some moment to make a combo with Bob. That was super bad. But it was, this kind of rushing thing. I couldn't see anything because I had tons of lights in front of me with the grab and everything. But, well, it was a try. And I don't know how we got it in that one. But it wasn't because of my ult, that's for sure.
Happens to the best of us.
Okay, at the end we got some really inspirational moments, and I think if you were managing to pull out those insane moments, where just switch to the classic brawl and get those plays done. I think if you just go through the VOD codes of that match tonight, you come up with some strategies, some counter strategies. I really have faith for you to pull out some nice surprises in the losers brackets.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we're right now gonna meet all together, watching again the replays, and see what can we solve for next times.
Yeah, lovely. So, well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thank you for the interview, and thank you for the games. Very inspirational.
Thank you for the tournament. And good luck for the other team too. They did awesome, and I really hope the best for them for the next matches.
Oh, lovely. Nice. Well, speaking of the other team, I reckon it's time we get one of their team members in. I think we're going to get Zotic in, the coach for ΣJPC, and see what their take is on the games. Obviously, some powerful starts and some shaky ends. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see their takes. Hi, Zotic. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello there. Do you hear me?
Hey, yeah. So, how
Awesome.
are you feeling? How are you feeling after that?
I gotta say, I feel pretty great because, like, I'm very fucking proud of my team. They did very well.
Yeah, you
Like,
guys did.
Those trainings actually paid off. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, how do you think you did on that last map? Because that last map was a pretty difficult push into Palpunto's defense there.
Yeah. Like the first plan was to do actually the double off angle, but there was some miscommunication, as you could tell. So what basically happened is that we planned on having the hog on the left high ground, the second the right high ground to play those double off angles and those peel from the hog. But apparently we had him on the right high ground as well, the whole team. So we had some kind of misconception caused by some lacks of communication, especially in the last match. Yeah, I also think that's probably what cost us the point in the end, because like, there was a call that after scouting that they swapped over to the Ryan Saria brawl. It was a very good call that they would possibly move on the high ground, and because of the frontline difference, they planned on moving on the other high ground, but there was not the consequence. There was not enough consequence for actually pulling it off.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work out the way you expect it.
But yet still, I mean, they played very well on the rest of the part of the map, and especially in the first and second map as well. So yeah, I'm proud of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But let's talk more about your strength and your insane plays on your teams. I would also talk a lot about the compositions you play. This was way more creative than we were maybe expecting to see. We were thinking about more brawly compositions, maybe some mirror compositions. The double bubble was definitely in the talk, and we were expecting to see it at least once. And that was almost every map, and if not, we saw you just going really aggressive with the brawl or pulling out on a interesting Sigma and Rotor composition we didn't really see before, at least today. So let's give us a bit of input about the flexibility of your team.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
That's kind of interesting because we have a pretty small roster of 7 people, and apparently you don't know yet, but this tank departure. So we're actually now on a 6-man roster. We already have a new tryout and stuff. So probably in the next days you can expect that we get a new player that we sign in. But that also leads to some kind of limited hero pools. Basically what we did in the last days, or the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, it was about 2 weeks ago that we started practicing double bubble. Because, like, mainly we had the Saria before this, the classic brawl with Maykree. That's
Yes.
what we stick to, yeah. Because, like, we also expected other teams to actually pull that comp off. But then apparently, we had some very good scrimster. And by the way, we only scrim usually once a week on Saturdays.
Oh, wow.
And in the rest of the week, we actually only play comps or sometimes a theory crafting session, but not much more. So,
I mean, still very, very good team despite that. Like, the scrims you do take must be incredible.
yeah, I mean, determining the fact that you said, in the last match, in the interview, you asked a question on how they're gonna handle this if they can't be one-on-one with the coach right now. And so I think we kind of have the advantage that basically they're not that hard focused that they need my help at all. I mean, I help them fixing their mistakes and stuff and making out new comps, strategies, whatever. But they evolve very well, and I mean, yeah, despite having the fact that we practiced double bubble, we had to learn some new heroes in the last 2 weeks because we wanted to expand the hero pool, that we can actually play the strat pool, whatever. And double bubble seemed pretty strong in the last 2 scrims we played it, so we just decided to make this our main comp basically. For now, don't expect it in the next scrim. I will not spoil it. We're gonna make some new things with that. But yeah, because I mean, I would literally give a shout out to every single player in this team right now because I don't know, because for example, you've probably seen Chap's High Noon.
Oh yeah,
also,
huge, absolutely huge.
Which one? Which one? There were a lot.
There were multiple.
There's a point, like, there was very much improved over the last time period. In case you didn't know, like most of us already know each other for a long time. We also played back then in the days. There was a team called OV United. Adrian knows it. It was in the Watcher League. I also played there before I ranked up. and our Chap, Pixel Dragon, and Dr. Cooper were all in this team already, so we have this kind of this coordination of these players.
Very tight knit team. It sounds like. Sounds like you guys all know each other, can bounce ideas off each other. You've been playing with each other for a while, so you can kind of get to know people's strengths and weaknesses. I think that's a sign of a really strong team, I gotta say, and I mean it shows in this matchup. Yeah, for sure. Right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on your win.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
It was lovely to have you in here.
Oh yeah, it really is.
I'm glad to be here.
I really think you really deserved it really hard after that all. And maybe we can get some roundabout about everything happening today. Like there was only 3 maps, but just so much happening.
I don't know where to start. Honestly, I don't know where to start. I mean, it was definitely a slow start, especially for people on Go. But I mean, they just turned around expectations, not quite managing to get it. I'm so gutted. Almost manages to get it in that final point, but yeah, throughout all of the matches, some crazy plays. The DPS lineup from ΣJPC were impeccable. You know, some great high noons, just amazing all-round plays there. Some really clutch lamps. Amazing boop we saw as well in the first game. Yeah, and then moving on to the second game, some also amazing plays, and obviously that final round was just crazy, impeccable. Some great ultimate combos, some great combos being cancelled. Team synergy, the way they handle the ultimate economy, the switches in compositions. I mean, it's got it all. Honestly, it had it all.
Oh, especially the Steva EMP bomb at the end. This
Dude, absolutely huge.
That really showed off a bit, I would say.
It's a powerful combo, especially on a map like that where there's not much, you're all kind of crowded around point trying to contest it because it's right there. You need some of that natural cover, but if you time the EMP perfect, then yeah, it's tricky. It really is, and they really showed strength. I really think the losers bracket should be scared. Very powerful team, and the winners bracket should definitely be scared of the team synergy that ΣJPC have. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like they have a lot of discipline and really want to do some performance here. I think they have definitely the needed talent and coaching staff to surprise us even more in the next play, maybe. Next game is it's going to be your problem.
I'm nervous. Don't expect anything too big. This team seems very capable, and they obviously, regarding the last interview we had with them, have a lot of tricks up their sleeves. So yeah, I'm going to expect some big plays from them for sure.
I'm just gonna. All right. Well, I think one of my favorite memories for today was the double boop at the beginning, and from the ΣJPC, but also this moment where they got the mercy kill in the last attack on Numbani.
Yes.
This one pick was really the moment where I knew, okay, this is now a real chance. Like this is gonna go intense, and it was, and they made it. It's just insane how far they pushed the card too.
I love that switch, and yeah, I've got to say, my favorite moment's definitely the switch in composition there. They were the underdogs definitely up until that point, and then just the tide turns. They just they hammer it home, amazing. Like that composition switch, incredible. Definitely one of my favorite memories.
All right. Well, I think we can actually call it here, and just thank everyone in the chat. Thank everyone from both teams, from ΣJPC squad and from the Palpunto. It's just really nice to have such nice people. Really chill to talk with you, even after this tough game. We had a nice interview with Palpunto, and I'll have to have everyone here.
Yeah, lots of love. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed the games as much as I did.
Hi.
Yeah, lovely stuff.
All right, I think we can say bye now.
Yeah. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.